to the idea of mining, extracting, and harvesting raw materials to make the goods we wanted. We then simply threw these manufactured goods away and buried them in the ground. In the latter part of the 20th century, we began to question this process. Not only were we requiring more and more landfill sites, but we realised that we were wasting the Earth's limited resources and ultimately wasting money. The Furniture Resource Centre was established as a charity to intercept furniture being thrown out by households in order to refurbish and reuse it. The organisation has grown and now serves the whole of Liverpool.
I'm Sean. I'm the Chief Executive of the FRC Group of Charities and Social Businesses. We run Bulky Bobs, and all of our charities and social businesses are aimed at addressing furniture poverty and bringing solutions to people who are living on low incomes. So Bulky Bobs is a business that wins contracts with local authorities to collect bulky waste. And bulky waste is basically everything that is too big to go in your wheelie bin at home or your dustbin. So we're talking about furniture in the main. And the reason why Bulky Bobs is interested in this is in that waste stream there is an awful lot of good quality furniture that can be reused exactly as it is, or it can be refurbished and reused. And we get our hands on this furniture and then we give it away to people who are living on no incomes, or we sell it at very low cost to people who are living on a low income. Anything we collect that is too bad for us to do anything with, we recycle, we break it down into the wood, the metal, the glass, the plastic, and then we recycle it. And only a very, very small amount of what we collect actually goes to landfill. So reusable furniture is distributed through our stores, and in Liverpool we have a store on London Road, Bulky Bob's Furniture World.
My name's Joan Stockton. I'm the manager in Bulky Bob's. It is pre-loved furniture, and as soon as it comes into the shop it's still getting that love and care off us here. The public can come in and purchase it, as well as we have crisis referrals where agencies throughout Liverpool use our services for people in need. They'll bring the voucher what we've sent back to the referrer, they'll bring it into the shop, and a member of staff will explain the process that they can have a look around, select the goods and enjoy the experience, so that they feel as though they've got a choice and pick what they want. And as soon as they come in and see what we've actually done with it, how the shop's presented and how friendly the staff are, they go out with the better feeling in themselves. You know, it's quite an enjoyable experience for them.
Over the past decade, many households in the region have started to get used to having 3 bins. One for general waste, one for green waste, and one for all other recyclable items. This so-called commingled material, which contains paper, cardboard, cans, plastic bottles and glass, goes to an MRF, a materials recovery facility, to be sorted into its constituent parts before being sent onward for recycling.
I'm Stephen Sharkey. I am the business manager of Veolia on Merseyside. This particular site, Gilmos MRF, receives deliveries from various district councils on Merseyside, and it's the commingled curbside collection of recyclates such as paper, card, cans, plastic bottles and glass. The plant behind us is a materials recovery facility various sorting devices, whether it's manual or mechanical. The plant operates between 8 and 10 o'clock at night. We handle about 55,000 tonnes a year at the moment. At the back end here is all the finished saleable recovered material. So we separate it out into 2 different grades of paper and 2 different grades of cans. So we receive 5 and we actually produce 7 types of material ready for resale into the recycling markets. As councils, district councils, householders, everybody needs to achieve recycling targets. You know, facilities like this are designed and built. Our recovery rate on this plant is 92 to 93%. As far as this is concerned, we've now got 55,000 tonnes of material that would have historically gone to landfill.
Over in the Wirral, charity workers have taken over a former council building to set up a community centre called Birkenhead Early Excellence, with sustainable living at its heart.
Good morning, girlies. Good morning. Hello. Yeah. My name's Kath Shaughnessy. I'm one of the directors of Birkenhead Early Excellence, which we now call Wirral. We are committed to the regeneration of Birkenhead through the community's own efforts. So we have activities going on every day. Some of them are for children, including the very little ones, so we have baby groups. So just to give you an example, we run a twins group twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's a group for any parent of twins. But during the day we also have groups going on for adults.
So what are we going to do next week? I came along because I'd just retired and I needed something extra to do. So we started by taking all the flags up in the back and making some beds, because we didn't have anything, we didn't have any money, so we had to use what we'd got. We wanted to get the community involved in growing, and we would show them how to do that. We've used most things that we've grown. We were cutting the lavender down so that I could use the flowers to make lavender bags. The parsley, I shall freeze and use it in soups.
The chickens is part of a little project that we call Pen Pals, and the idea behind it was to produce food locally. We get about 5 eggs a day off the girls. It also means that the children can see where eggs come from. We're not a rich organisation and we don't work in a rich community. So we kind of work on the basis that if we need anything, then we need to do it ourselves. When we moved into the centre, we inherited some fairly grim chairs and we were able to recover them with material that had been donated to us from a local fabric shop. And it's also one of the things we like to do with people that use the centre, to show that actually you don't need to have a lot of money to be able to do some quite nice things.
The Gilmoss Materials Recovery Facility uses state-of-the-art industrial processes to divide the contents of household recycling bins into a range of individual components, which can then be sent on for recycling.
It's Lee McKay. I'm the assistant manager of the Murphy here at Gilmoss. On a day-to-day basis, the district's from around Liverpool delivering the material to our reception hall. The material is pushed into the in-feed belts, goes up to a printer, a pre-sort, which then starts the process on the plant. In that first room, in the pre-sort room, the pickers that work in there will be taking non-conforming materials off, which are no good to the process, which can damage the plant or they can't be recycled. From there, then it goes back into a single stream, which will pass through various screens throughout the plant, separating the materials. It will go through overband magnets, which will take steel out, your aluminium out through your eddy current separators. It will pass through new screens and V-screens, which separate by dimension and size. It will also pass through optical sorters. As they pass through this light beam, it sends a signal back up, almost like a photograph. And if it sees it and it's what you've got set in you don't want, it will reject or it will keep it for you. So on your fibre line, we have OCC, or corrugated cardboard. We have a news and pamphlets line, a mixed paper line. On our container lines, we have aluminium, steel and plastic. And then we also have a glass, which is a single stream, and then our residual. At this point then, you are passing it through a post-sort, which is a final polishing off the system with a number of picking staff in there, which is on your fibre line and your container line. They will pick off, clean it up to a standard that we want. It's then held in some holding bays before it's baled out. And from there then it's baled out through two separate systems, one for the fibre line, one for the container line. And from there then it's stacked, ready to go out.
After the break, children in Wiston take a short walk from school to learn more about recycling and the environment. And we discover a real-life Aladdin's cave in a household waste recycling centre in South Sefton. Merseyside Recycling and Waste Authority has been supporting the development of new and existing household waste recycling centres. Places where the public can bring their household waste to be recycled, as a modern alternative to what used to be known as the tip, where everything went to landfill. A new innovation is the establishment by the YMCA of a charity shop in the South Sefton Household Waste Recycling Centre, which directly reuses items deposited by the public.
I'm Rachel Dillon, I'm Area Manager for North West for YMCA shops. The main people that benefit from the reuse shop is the community. We've created jobs for local people and also offer a quality service for the community.
My name's Billy, I'm the manager here and I'm in charge of running the day-to-day activities of the store. We get donations over the door on a daily basis. We clean the donations up as best as we can and then we sell them on and hopefully that will generate a profit for the charity. Over the door is much preferred as opposed to dropping things off in a container. It gives them the opportunity to gift aid the items, which is a really big help for us, which means that we can have a 25% more profit on the sale.
Also, the YMCA benefits. As part of the profit we make in this store help fund local projects in the community. I'd also say working alongside MRWA, we are reducing landfill and helping the environment.
You usually come in to browse just to see if there's something or anything to think. I think it's a wonderful idea for all the years that stuff have gone like this have gone in landfill. And now just the odd thing that you pick up to see, but it's mainly just to browse and just to see.
Yeah, so we mostly get furniture with us being in a warehouse. It mostly consists of couches, chairs, side units, wardrobes, beds, all the big items. We also stock the smaller items, so like bric-a-brac, DVDs, CDs, entertainment, and we've got electrical goods as well, which is fantastic. We always pat test all of those and make sure they're always, safe to sell and they're in good working condition. We've always got customers coming in, having a little go of the piano, which is good news. Keeps us entertained, especially when someone comes in who knows how to play it.
So people wanting to get involved with the YMCA project, they can volunteer at the shop. We have roles for everyone and the help is always welcome.
Nowadays, what we throw away at home can be gathered together and traded internationally as raw materials for industry. The Gil Moss Materials Recovery Facility is an important link in this chain.
These facilities, MRFs, a lot of people mistake them for materials recycling facilities. We actually don't recycle anything on these plants. What we do is we recover materials, which I refer to them as a secondary product for onward recycling. So we will send all of our recovered materials onto secondary reprocessors, whether that's paper mills or glass manufacturers or whatever. They will then do their processes and then they will put it into the supply chain. So probably the best way I can sum it up is where you had cradle to the grave, so I go and get something out the shop and I bin it, we're going cradle to cradle now. So we fit right in the middle. So I'll go and buy something, I'll use it, I'll dispose of it, we'll recover it, we send it back into a reprocessor and then it gets turned into something else. I mean, for example, the paper that we produce and send to a paper mill, they'll turn that round and you could actually read in that piece of paper you threw away 6 days ago. Read at your breakfast table after your breakfast, it's another newspaper. Whereas historically with waste management, we sat right at the end, we were the final disposal point. But now we create secondary raw materials for reuse and recycling.
Over in Wiston, Halsnede allotments were established on a patch of ground behind the local primary school. The location provides an ideal opportunity for teaching the pupils about reuse and recycling.
What would we normally do with it then?
Throw it away.
Throw it away. But because we're going to recycle, we're not going to throw it in the bin, are we? No. We're going to make it into a planter so that we can plant some plants into it. My name's Tina. I'm chairperson of Friends of Halsnede Allotment Group. We're part of the school, but we do work on our own with the committee, and we grow our own organic vegetables and produce, recycling and anything like that really. When we dug up some carrots last year, one of the children didn't know that carrots come out of the ground. They just assumed them with tins. We get tins in Tesco's and they didn't understand until they seen them coming out of the ground. So they've actually grown some themselves, so they know that not all the food is just from the supermarket. It does come out of the ground and it helps them to eat healthier as well.
I'm Mrs Elwell, Year 2 teacher, I'm also the eco lead teacher, so I'm in charge of anything eco that happens in school, any activities we do. We try to come over, we've got a gardening club and an eco club, we try to come over at least once a week. The children take part in a wide range of activities. A huge benefit our children get from coming over to the allotment is obviously the outdoor education. Some of our children don't have a garden at home, don't have the opportunity to grow vegetables, get dirty outside, get involved with things that they wouldn't usually do.
Compared to class, like in class you just stay indoors and it's really hot and you have to write and it hurts your hand. But out here you can just run about and check on the bees and like you're just in the outdoors.
It helps us on our site with pollination, and me in particular, I love them. I enjoy going in with them all the time, but we're trying to educate the children the importance of why we need bees, because a lot of them didn't know the difference between bees and wasps. So if we're showing them the importance of it, then they're going to learn to respect them as well.
I've learnt that the world can be a happier place if we pick up rubbish and throw it in the bin. If you don't recycle, like all the stuff will just, like all the waste will just go onto like just this like country where it will need help, and it'll just be all waste. But if we do recycle, we can make like all boring stuff into really brand new stuff.
We've become quite a throwaway society. Lots of things go to landfill, so I think it's really important that we teach the children from a young age to recycle, hopefully stop the amount of things going to landfill in the future, cut down on that, and obviously the children take them facts and information back to their families as well, so I think it's a really important thing for them to learn.
The Gill Moss Materials Recovery Facility is a multi-million-pound investment in recovering recyclable materials from households via the bin collection service. Not only does this reduce the amount of waste going to landfill, but these recyclable materials have a value of their own.
It's a joined-up process because, we can only recover what people put in their bins, recyclable. So the cleaner people keep their bins, or the more recyclable products they put in their bins, the more we can recover. So all I could say to the public is don't think of it as anything that's plastic, for instance. Think of plastic bottle only, or any type of paper is great, any type of can is fantastic. And if you can't recycle it through your bin coming into here, we have 15 other facilities around Merseyside which are really easy to access. And they can take a wider range of recyclable products, from your typewriter or your plastic bag to your green waste to your cardboard, whatever it is. I think it's just about being more aware of what can go in your bin.
As we develop better and better ways of recovering the materials we throw away and processing them to make new goods, our attitude to waste is changing. We no longer see it as an inconvenience that we want to bury out of sight, but instead as a valuable material which can help both economic development and preserving the Earth's limited resources. Here in the Liverpool City region, we are innovating to preserve the planet for future generations.